We are going to make a 3D aerofoil in this video, and the based on the learning we had in the previous video, which is shown on the screen. Now you know that how to arrange points or coordinates of aerofoil or any curve in the file for the space claim. And now I'm just going to make small changes in that file, which is the 2D file here. And so I'm going to make the polyline false. So in the first case, in the previous video, the polyline was equal to true. True means that space claim will create a number of lines between the points. But when we enable polyline is equal to false, mean it will try to create spline. Spline are is a single curve. The issue was that in previous case when we had the polyline is true, so we had the multiple lines, multiple small lines, and when it tried to create a surface from that, we were end up at the multiple surfaces. Even after merging surfaces, we had the small curve. So this might create problem in meshing, and it may make the meshing too fine at the different locations where we don't require them. And second thing I made here is that I made the fit is true. So if you go through the help on the curve making in space claim from coordinates, and again the same video which I talk about, and in somewhere in this video I have provided the link for that reference. And if you take a look here, so you can see that here we have this reference. I'm talking about this reference. So there are many commands like the fit is equal to true and the fit tolerance, and same is I'm using here. So the fit tolerance is 0.001, which is very small here. So I don't want that the curve should be far away from the points. At the same time, I want that this should make a single spline. And also I arrange the points as the one, and instead of two curves I have the one curve here now. So every number in the first column is 1 1 1, and second column we have the x and y coordinates, and the file is arranging from 1 0, that is the last point of the aerofoil, which is at the trailing edge, and then it is coming to the 0 0, which is the leading edge, and then it is again going back to the trailing edge from the bottom side. And one more thing you will notice that I didn't put here the last point, which is a 1 0, because I don't want to close them. If I try to close them, and by nature of spline, this will make the round part on the trailing edge, which is sharp here. So therefore I will keep this file in this way, and I will delete existing geometry from space claim window, and now I will just import file. So click on file and read this file here. And now we have this file. Now you can see this is a single profile, and again go back to the design tab, and from design tab click on sketching mode and choose the plane on which this aerofoil is placed, which is the XY plane, and click on look at. Now we are going to make a domain around this geometry, and so first of all we need to locate the one point from which we are going to make a circle. And this circle from this point, so choose circle here, and this is a center. So I will not make the very large domain, but recommendation is that if the chord length is 1, so the diameter of this circle should be at least so based on radius. It's not I will not decide on the diameter, but I will decide on the radius. So radius is always half of the value of the diameter. So it should be at least 10 times radius of the chord length. So 10 times means it will be equal to 10 into 1 is equal to 10, and it means diameter should be equal to 20. But because I am just demonstrating here, so in the actual case I will use a bigger geometry, a larger geometry, but here for demonstration purpose I will show you the smaller version. So might be we can end up at the diameter is equal to 10 and radius is equal to 5, and then I am going to make the rectangle, and for this rectangle I am going to use this as a reference point, and I will create But instead, I think we should be going with the tangent line. So I will use tangent line here, and from here so let me make a line from this point up to this top side. So vertical line, and then also on the up to the bottom side, it should be should cross the circle here. And now press escape key, and now I will trim the extra surfaces here, extra bodies from here, extra curve here, and also inside, and also the point. So maybe you can select the point as well. Okay, I think we deleted the outer curve as well. So I will now keep this with me, and I will make it as a, so it is showing that the tangent would be at some value lower than this curve here. So I think I should be getting the data back. So I will undo. Okay, so I will make a line, and the idea is that it should be a tangent line. So you can also make the constraint. So let's say if I use this option or this option, so let me try to create a line, then we will see about that thing. And up to the downstream, it should not be more than it should be at least 25 times, but here I will make it not more than 15 times. And so after deciding about this portion, I will go for the bottom side. So here we have the different options, like we have the concentric, we have the midpoint, we have this coincident, fixed constraint, we horizontal, this is the tangent constraint here. So I will okay, so already we have this constraint defined. So I'm going to create another line from this line, and so this line will be a somehow larger line than this circle here, and then from this bottom side, I'm going to create a straight line, and this will join this line over here. And now I will choose trim away and delete extra parts here, and again I will try to make this line as a tangent. So let me check it. So it is already applied, so I will just remove the extra parts, and now this is geometry for me. And this geometry has the only curves, and for that I'm going to make it as again I will use a fill command and choose all these 4 lines. So this is semicircular inlet. So the benefit of this is that for semicircular inlet is that we can define any angle of attack. At the same time, we can have the larger domain at the outlet for the wake to dwell properly. So the semicircular domain at the from the mid half, and then the rectangular domain on the downstream side is a perfect combination for aerofoil simulation or for even for the aircraft simulation. Now click on this green tick mark, and now I'm going to go to the repair and into the not repair menu but the prepare menu, and then click on imprint. So this will give you idea that we can imprint here. Okay, one more thing is that if you take a look here, so we have some issue in the geometry. So we can go to sketching mode, and then in the sketching mode I can click on locate, and now locate this curve here, and I will close this curve. Either you can make it a square trailing edge, or you can make it a close and sharp trailing edge in this way. And now you can end sketch here, and these are 2 sketches with us. One is the aerofoil curve, second is the curves for this line here, and then we have a sketch for this outer side, which is now is a surface here. And again for the inside, I'm going to select these curves, this and this curve here, and I will use the fill command. So I get the another surface with me. So I'm going to use in the prepare menu, I'm going to use the imprint command. And now we have these objects with us. So first I will click on this line and then this line. And also if we can get the split edge out of from here, so I can click here, and you can see that now we have this edge is no more splitted. So just hide this first surface here and try to choose this body. So in the curve maybe it's splitted, but in the surface it may not be. So I will just display this surface. It might be, but it will work here. So again, if you want to see split edge, it's not there, extra edge, no, duplicate, no. So everything is fine here. So I'm going to use the imprint command. It is already done. Okay, so then go to design menu, and from design menu click on this surface and delete it from screen. So now you can see this is a hollow surface, and now we are going to extrude this body and to make it 3D aerofoil. And the rule of thumb is that if you don't want to solve the whole 3D aerofoil, because it's not going to be the same aerofoil, but it will be that a 3-dimensional aerofoil will be extruded. So we don't want it to be a 3D because we don't want to solve it for the tip vortices. And so for 3D flow, if you want to get the proper turbulence features and the profiles in this flow, the recommended value is that the third dimension or z dimension should be at least 0.3 times of chord length. So chord length is the 1, so I'm going to make it as the 0.3 times. So simply pull it by value equal to 0.3 meters. This is value I need for that thing. And so now it's perfectly fine with us. And now I'm going to, in the second video, I'm going to make the boundary conditions and the meshing on this geometry.